Well, what? Where the what? Witness, your names and occupations. My name is, well, everyone call me Speebo. Speebo! I drive an autobus in the East End. Bruce Fairplay, I am banker of the city. My name is First. Lady First. Lady First. Make hats for gents. Beginning by confirming the facts. 3 days ago, at a short time after 10 o'clock in the evening, all you present stand here in an omnibus and witness to the aforementioned incident. Is that correct? Yes, sir. Quite right. Yes, sir, that's right, sir. Very well then, let's proceed to your formal testimony, please. Each of you will tell the court precisely what you saw. What the witness saw? It was the last pass of the evening, so I had few customers, I remember well. The victim and the man accused of killing him were sat next to each other inside the bus. And out of the blue, the accused just reached over and plunged a knife right to his guts. That's right, he stabbed me. I screamed, I did. I couldn't help it. As soon as I heard the scream, I stopped my bus. And I saw it too. Unambiguous testimony, I must say. Exactly, my lord. The man witnessed the incident in the omnibus with their own eyes. I'd like to ask a question, if I may. Yes, counsel? Well, this testimony makes absolute no sense to me whatsoever. Why not? Well, the incident took place inside a moving carriage, right? Didn't it? Yeah. Has been clearly stated from the outset, yes. Well, in that case, how could those two witnesses possibly have seen that what happened? There's no way they could have seen the inside of the moving carriage. How quaint. I read that civilians in the Eastern Island nation was a good century behind our own. But you are here in London yourself, are you really so ignorant about our omnibuses? Huh? Tell me, my Nipponese friend, have you ever traveled in an omnibus? Well, no. Only arrived in London this morning. No matter. I've arranged for us all to see ourselves the actual scene of the crime, that is. What? What do you mean the actual scene of the... how? A carriage is designed to be moved after all. Presumably you understand that much. Yes. The omnibus in which his bloody crime took place is here today is this very building. Here? What? The entire carriage? Well, if... Bring forth a stricken omnibus. What the fuck? So is that an omnibus? The omnibus? Can't believe they could bring something so enormous in here. Great Britain courtrooms are amazing. As you can see, the omnibus is pulled by 2 horses and can carry up 8 passengers. 4 passengers seated inside the enclosed cabin and another 4 on the rooftop, deck above. Every Londoner knows the best views of the city, architecture and size are to the head from the top of the omnibus. Now should point out for our foreign guests. There's a skylight the roof, allowing the view of the interior from the seats above. A skylight. Oh! The penny drops at last, I see. These 2 gentlemen were occupying the rooftop seats on this omnibus when the murder took place. This is how they came to witness the grim incident. Through the skylight. That makes perfect sense. Well, counsel, this is our first. In all my years behind the bench, I've never experienced the crime scene itself being brought into a courtroom. There are a number of important clues remaining inside the carriage, my lord. Which are, I would like to submit the omnibus itself as evidence. As big as evidence, as the prosecution wish. Okay. It's literally Santa Claus, even the fucking glasses are for Santa Claus. Very well, I see no reason why not. These omnibuses thereby formally accepted as evidence. Okay. I can't believe it, the entire crime scene entered as evidence? Yes, we're really simply extraordinary. I could help myself to that by giving that omnibus after examination. See how this here. Let us continue with proceeding. Your cross-examination, counsel. Pray don't accept these liberties straight to understand the intricacies of British courts' cross-examination rights. Do we need to examine the evidence? Alright, my first cross-examination in British court. Focus, Ryunosuke. Focus. Dun. I'm gonna say... It was the last email I had the customer. Remember, 4 customers. 2 customers. The weekend man accused getting here is an accused intelligence. The weekend man accused. I actually wanna examine this. How do you see that? It's very hard to see. You have to sit. Okay. Okay, enter. Okay, we can enter. No, never mind. Well, let's open the door and go inside, shall we? The scene of mode is horrible. Yeah. Ahoy. Okay, I see. I see. So this is the murder scene. That blood is okay in the seat. The victim obviously. Yes, that's clearly visible to the roof there. There's someone in full view of the other passenger like that, I wonder. Well, it was after dark. There was a lamp on in the air, but perhaps they couldn't see anything outside through the skylight. Which may you look at it, it doesn't seem like it was planned. I can hardly see anything, to be honest. It's quite a large skylight, isn't it? Yes, quite large enough to afford a good view into the cabin of the roof deck. There doesn't appear to be handled or catch any description, so I suppose it can be opened from the inside the cabin at least. How the hell do you see the crime? So they must be sitting here. You can certainly see inside the carriage through this opening, that's for sure. Yes, and their lamp into the enclosed cabin. Some of your witnesses will have been able to see quite clearly. That's not good for us. It looks... Well, that sucks. It gives a cause of the internal hemorrhage as a result of the same step. I'm just gonna press all of them just to be sure. Because I feel like... Hold it! Yes, I think it was something after 10, wasn't it? Yes, sir, that's right. Yes, I recall so far, Mr. Freezing, in fact. You had 4 passengers on board at the time, is that correct? Yes, that's right. Not all traveling in the same part of the bus, of course, don't you? So there were 4. There were no other passengers when the incident took place. You wanna lie, that for example? You're quite right, Miss, with that, sir. No other passenger like that. No one. I only fled the scene of the crime, then. As I say, the boss insists on it running. He does every evening in the last bus of the day. The proletarian. I do wonder sometimes if it's altogether worthwhile. Yeah, sorry to say. What do you mean by that? Well, what is being so cold and everything and only making 20 pence of the run, you see? Yes, I spent that much on the bubble today. I'm just trying to warm up again. Dude. Hold it! You saw them through the skylight and roof of the carriage. That's right. When you sit up on the top deck, the window's right there at your feet. There was a lamp on inside, so I had a pretty good view. All of them were wearing hats and couldn't exactly make out their faces. There's no shred of doubt in my mind that it was Mr. McGuire. How can you be so sure? Well, how can I put this politely? McGuire is a gentleman, or rather small stature. Could I have mistaken him for anyone else? Let's not forget that when the vehicle came to halt, the only people inside the cruise cabin were the deceased Mr. Manson and Mr. McGuire both. There's no room for doubt here. Really wish there was. And out of the blue, Q's just reach over and plunge a knife.
Hold it!
Sounds about right. You actually saw the exact moment it happened? You already testified to that? Well, I have fair thinking. Hard-working, cheated bankers not considered trustworthy this day. No. Oh, no, I didn't mean that. This is no good. I really got his back up. Perhaps you could just tell us what you saw in a little more detail, if that's... My lord? He interrupted. Juror number 3, what's the meaning of this? My mind is made up, my lord. Completely and utterly made up. Made up about what? I don't like stinking rich. Never have. They're always up to something or other than that. Shouldn't be. Every one of them. And a little leprechaun of a man is no exception. Well, he can fool me. Good. Okay, that's a little bit fancy. There's no point wasting time listening to any more of this. That's my opinion on the matter anyway. That is precisely what I was about to say. As the foreman of the jury, it's my duty to set a good example to my fellow jurors. What is happening here? Oh my god. Let me see. Ah, yes, it seems that's how the members of the jury give their verdicts. Okay. With fire? Apparently, yes. White for innocent and black for guilty. After 6 members of the jury make up their mind about the case, Ambermouth they each cast a ball of fire into a great scale of justice, as we saw a moment ago. Rather than the scale fall completely to the black side, does that mean it's fucked. It's our best. Yeah, sure. I'm more worried than I was before. Very well, the court acknowledges the change in the jury's stance. Counsel for defense, please continue with your cross-examination. Huh. Is that nightmare?
Hold it!
Is that being insane? You were sitting up at the roof deck, were you? Yeah, that's right, sir. That was up at the roof seats. I remember seeing the little Jan sitting next to the fellow that was stabbed. I've been thinking about a new hat design, you see. So I was just gazing absentmindedly around. But then, I happened to look down through the skylight. It was sticking right out of his body, that huge grey knife. A grim sight indeed. Can you help me at all? They look like they even more convinced my client did it than they were before. That is to have made everyone even more dubious that Mr. Gately is telling the truth. If only we had some evidence to counter their suspicions. Oh yes, sir. It is the knife. You say? You saw? Oh, good grief, yes, that's the very one, sir. Is that the weapon? Yes, Counsel, this is a blade that was driven to the victim's belly like a stake to the heart. It is the blade of considerable size, Counsel. Indeed, and furthermore, the scabbard is emblazoned prominently with a certain initial. The M, you seem oddly familiar. Please no. For Magnus, perhaps. Or McGilded, possibly. Take your pick. Why you have to stab someone with your initial? Seems this particular big name in London. A magnificent mistake.
Objection!
It's not a mistake. Yeah, I agree with that statement. There are M's everywhere in this fucking country. Like, yes, Mason.
Objection!
This blade is far too extravagant for a poor brickmaster to have owned. No, this weapon almost certainly belongs to the accused. Not unconclusive, but certainly compelling counsel. The murder weapon has been entered into court record. My lord, if you will forgive the interruption, juror number 2 gone. Mr. Miguel is a pillar of society and gentleman's word should be sacrosanct. However, guilty. Those of us in service know we must accept hard truths. Wait, what are you? Dispose of the rubbish! Aha! Yeah, stress, as I said. I don't wish to cause any offense, but I do like to eradicate all the trace of filth and grime. No, you too. Have I painstakingly type every word uttered here today, and cross-reference all the facts. And such I am now positioned to draw the only logical conclusion. Guilty! Not again. That's 4 of the 6 jury members you proposed guilty verdict. Only 2 left. We had it. Every time I press this witness for more information, it just makes the situation worse. Nevertheless, we need more than anything at the moment is more information. We're still very much in the dark. I agree with this statement. You only just now give us the fucking dagger that was used as a weapon. Why the fuck you give it now? I suppose I just have to keep praising the witness, knowing there's more sparks may well fly. We must give it up hope we uncover something that will give us a way to fight back. But alright, I'll keep trying. I can't give up. Just need to keep calm and listen to the witness statement again. Okay.
Hold it!
What exactly did you see? Oh well, sir, that will be the passenger, sir. Yes, collapsed on the floor. He was on the floor? And by passenger, obviously you are referring to the victim, Mr. Mason, the brickmaker, and that the other passenger that had the knife and his hand like this. By the other passenger, obviously referring to the accused, Manus Mikhail, and the plunger did it done like this, stabbing the other passenger in the belly. On the floor? Do we have the same concept of the floor? Hello, I wish to speak. Yes, juror number 5, you too. At the Master of London Guild Coachman, the idea of murder being committed in one of the city carriages is certainly abhorrent to me. I wouldn't be right to make a decision before hearing all the facts, though, I say to myself. But I have heard enough. The horse was house-bolted, as they say. No, please, just keep an open mind. Stay up, no silver blades to finish that light. Well, we are totally fucked. He was a long-standing member of the guild, and I trust what the man says. Oh, thank you, sir. You are too kind, sir. He's too kind, sir. Which now means that 5 jurors agreed to condemn this man. Good! Madam Juror number 6. Yes, dear. What can I do for you? You have heard the testimonies of the witness in the stand. Oh yes, I certainly have. Still got my hearing, you know. Very well. Then pray tell, why are you yet pronounced your leaning? Well, dear, the thing is, I'm a creature of habit. Me. I always go to the park and around this time of the day and sit on a nice bench with my knitting. There's a lovely little park just near where I live, McGill Park it's called. The gentleman donated to the city, you know. It was a smile on London's face, he said. I can't imagine such a fine young gentleman will have it in him to take another man's life. He's always doing wonderful things for the city. That's right, a man like that wouldn't stab someone, surely. Mother may go to the McLeod Public Library and borrow some more books. How many Londoners live with their heads in the clouds? Do you people not know? What kind of man Manus McGill really is? What kind of man is he? The philanthropist Manuel McGild. There's enough wealth to purchase the entire city he claims to value so highly. But where did all the wealth come from? Your client is a Shylock, sir, and one with the very darkest of soul. What? Stone of the Crows. Making all the land's money of at extortionate rate of interest, so his victims have no hope to repay him. When the revolt, they take possession of everything they own, and his vulture they praise on the weak. I've never heard any mention of that before. Your faculty haven't deserted you, I'm sure, madam. Has this broad not crossed your mind? Would a man wealthy enough to buy London in its entirety not have a carriage of his own? Wait, what? What possible reason could this man have had to make use of public omnibus service? So you agree with that? You're that filthy rich, why the fuck you need in the pasture? You're not saying that. The victim, a poor brickman, had next to nothing to his name, so a considerable financial liability. Will count as no surprise that his creditor was the accused Magnus McGilted. But let it also be known that the very day Mr. Manson was killed was the final repayment date for his debts. Good gracious! The brickmaker was destitute, he has lost his house, he has no shilling with which to repay his debts. In the end, his pitiful soul had the very last thing he owned taken from his life. By the merciless philanthropist pretender, Magnus McGilted. I don't believe it.
Hold it!
If I add something briefly, Mr. Sato. You claim that the victim had been lent money by Mr. McGilted, but where is the evidence to support your claim? He has it? He fucking has it, man! Fuck off. He has the evidence? Pray forgive the discourtesy of filling my hollow with chalice in a court of law. Ah, there it is! Lord says hello, the chalice! There it is! The kick-on feature of our character! Yay! How can this be considered acceptable? But I find myself in unexpectedly good mood. I heard the ladies from the Far East could show great courage, but I didn't expect to experience it myself. Ah? As a judicial assistant to the fans, I'm simply doing my job. What pity that you display courage is in vain. It's the debtor ledger, which details all monies loaned by the accused. We'll find the victim's name clearly recorded inside. Oh. Allow me to present this ledger as evidence. And pray forgive the discourtesy of raising my chalice in toast of the enigmatic East at the same time. Enigmatic East. Marvelous toast, counsel. I will gladly accept this new evidence. The debtor ledger has been entered. Oh my god, this is bad. Oh yes, 20 guineas, the victim's own a considerable sum. The accused made quite certain he had ample recompense. Well, you'll see I've had a hole pulled over my eyes. Regrettably, madam, that is the modus operandi of the accused. It's such a pretty little park too, what a scoundrel. No! Still. Maybe it's all for the best. Ah, wait a minute! Don't stand for nonsense! Hiya! That was it. Last juror's decision. Okay, can they change mine? According to the Encyclopedia of British Law, when all members of the jury have concluded that the defendant is guilty, all proceedings are suspended, and the preceding judge will deliver the final verdict and sentence. That's what it says here. The final verdict is over then. Oh. There's a footnote, though. Footnote? However, the defense... All 6 members of the jury are now in agreement on this case. Allow me to convey my respect for your swift and righteous decision. With the law of this country, I will not conclude the trial by delivering my final verdict. I trust there are no objections. Mr. Sato, just tell me one thing. Oh, yes? You were in the middle of saying something before. I would know it in the old Encyclopedia of British Law. However, the defense? What did he say next? Oh, yes, of course. One moment. All members of the jury have concluded that the defendant is guilty. Court proceedings are suspended, and the preceding judge will deliver the final verdict and sentence. While you read the whole thing, the end footnote says, however, the defense has the right to demand a summation examination of the jurors at this point. As what? A summation? Examination?
Objection!
Summation examination. From which century has the tome you have there been resurrected? Judging from the binding, I will say the book is at least 50 years old. Any modern acts of British law wouldn't even give such antique a procedure I mentioned. It's a rarity, long forgotten and certainly no longer practices. So you're out of luck. Oh. What even is it, Mr. Sato? The so-called summation examination. I want to read about it. You will demand the right to procedure before you even understand what it entails? Huh, typical Nipponese. Alright, Mr. Naruhodo, I think I understand. Typical Nipponese. It seems that under this procedure we will be able to appeal to members of the jury. To do what exactly? Appeal to them to change their leaning and reverse their decision, and he says here that if successful, the proceeding of the trial must be resumed. Make them reverse their decision? Yes, in times gone by, barristers will be used summation examinations to attempt to influence the jury decision, but the procedure became something of a formality with no practical benefit, really, so it rather fell out of use. I wonder why. Because it was devoid of purpose. Changing just one member of the jury's mind will be hard enough, let alone several. No self-respecting defense barrister will even assert his right to try it in this day and age. Still, I don't see any mention of the procedure actually being formally revoked. What are you suggesting? I'm suggesting that although it may be antiqued and largely forgotten, it isn't yet distinct. What do you think, Mr. Naruhodo? The hard way it is. The hard way it is. Summation examination, our last possible option. Assert our right to carry it. Assert it? Never! The defense wishes to assert the right to summation examination, my lord.
Objection!
London is the capital city of the most powerful nation on earth. We have a duty of the world to exemplify the very highest standard of juridical procedure. Summation examination are an embarrassment that should remain buried.
Objection!
But it's our right. It's our right. I believe it could be proved vital in this trial. The defense petition is perfectly valid. The court will proceed with the summation examination. This is madness. Foreman, you are the remainder of the jury, ready? Well, I'm not, I was not mentioned of this. The letter I received, you see, so all members of the jury will be asked to explain on what grounds they have reached their decision. On what grounds? You must all justify your decision and explain why you believe the defendants to be guilty. Well, my lord, you are rather putting us on the spot. This is most irregular. No mention was made of this before. They really hold with all this justifying lark. That seems to have thrown the jurors off. It seems none of them have experienced this before. Alright then, the summation examination. A defense proceed, no practicing lawyer has a temper for years, isn't it? Well, just maybe. It might be the opportunity we've been looking for to turn this trial around. So be it, then, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, the court hereby calls upon you to state the grounds on which you find the defendant, Magnus McGill, guilty of his most serious crime. Legal finding. What the hell was that? I'm not even sure it was findings. There was no one else inside the carriage at the time, so it has been him. I trust the driver, he has an excellent memory. Seems 4 passengers with fares totaling 20 pence. He stuck the chap next to him, just like this. Brazen, I might say, absolutely brazen. I simply typed and collated all the statement made thus far and drawn the logical conclusion. You can trust the guild, fair fares in our motto. We haven't raised prices above 4 pences for years. The scoundrel, stab your poor battle fool. I beg his belief. Yeah, this is unhelpful. Yeah. Quick break now.
Objection!